Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Stern AG. Parents, it's past Halloween, but if you want to scare, go to the internet and search college tuition trends. What you find will not be pretty. If you're planning for little Johnny or little Jane's college right now, and you should be, then if you have a little Johnny or little Jane, if you don't, then you don't have to worry about it. But Stern AG is the team to trust. Call them this week. I can promise you're going to deal with some folks, get great one-on-one advice from a team that knows how to listen and knows how to help you prepare for college funds to come. Stern AG Knoxville, call them this week. All right, guys, Mark Stoops was way ahead of Butch Jones just a month ago. Yesterday, he lost to Georgia on Senior Day, 63-31 at home. The Cats, who opened 5-1, are now 5-5. They're going to have to steal a win at Tennessee or at Louisville to actually go bowling. Tennessee looked really good against a terrible South Carolina team. Offensively, they did. Defensively, shaky. How much should fans be taking Kentucky seriously? Kentucky loses big, Tennessee wins a big game. We know how the mood kind of changes for those of us in the media too. How serious should people be taking this Kentucky team?
Just look at what A&M did to Auburn.
There you go.
You always have to take somebody seriously. Here's the other thing. Tennessee should honor Kentucky's seniors just to make them feel like it's senior day again. See if they get the same result. I think that worked really well. But Kentucky's defense right now is awful. I mean, they can't stop the run. They're not tackling well. And I would think Tennessee should be able to roll up a lot of yards and a lot of points on Kentucky.
And we should take them very, very seriously. We also have to look at the point that Tennessee's defense didn't play well against Carolina either. So, now we've got a scoring game. We scored the most points.
Yeah, and their offense has put up 31 against Georgia. They put up a lot of points against Mississippi State, who's got a bad defense. Yesterday was really the first time they put any kind of points on a team that had a well-ranked, highly ranked defense for Kentucky. Your thoughts on the Kentucky game and how seriously folks should be taking it?
I agree. You have to take them seriously. And they're a team that earlier in the year showed a lot of potential. I mean, they played Florida, should have beat Florida. We should have beat Florida as well, but it was a very close game, just like ours. Evenly matched teams, yeah, they're having some issues on defense, but we've had issues on offense before. So what if those show back up? Yeah. It could go either way.
It's still Tennessee and Kentucky. It's still a border rivalry, and there's a history there of these games being closer than what you would think, even when Tennessee had more talent.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mentioning the defense, just to put these numbers out there, Kentucky has allowed 200 or more yards rushing to Florida and South Carolina. They've allowed 300 or more yards rushing to LSU, Mississippi State, and Georgia. Got about a minute here. Tennessee's run game has looked better the last 2 weeks. Josh Dobbs, obviously, the key point in that. He is a weapon with his legs. Are you ready to trust in the Tennessee run game at this point?
Yes, against Kentucky.
Okay.
and against Vanderbilt, yes.
Missouri, it's still a question
I'm
mark.
not so sure about Missouri, but against those two, yes. They should be able to run the ball effectively against those two.
And I think one of the weak links of the games I've seen with Kentucky are their cornerbacks. They just do not look like they're SEC caliber at the cornerback, and that's something I think Tennessee can take advantage of.
Has to drive Mark Stoops crazy as he's a defensive-minded coach. That's got to be just maddening for him to watch his team give up 63 points on Senior Day.
And aren't they still, John, as you've pointed out, in Kentucky still winless on the road in SEC games under Stoops?
Yes, and depending on what Ohio did yesterday, I don't know that they have a win over a team that has a winning record at this point either. So when we come back, we'll get Chuck's Cavaleris line, and then we'll see if the Vols will cover. I also have one more question about something that was in today's Sentinel. We'll talk about Josh Dobbs. Come on back on the Sports Source.
Want your own man cave? Turn to Benedict Construction.